Android users, you can now have TYT in the palm of your hand. Our TYT app is available for download in the Google Play Store. Just go to tyt.com/app to find out more. The Trump administration announced that they are going to do short-term health insurance. They're going to expand it. It used to be a hardly anyone uses it because it's kind of useless in that window. Now they're going to allow it for a whole year. Now, to be fair to them, it is significantly cheaper than regular health insurance. Now, the part they don't tell you is it's significantly cheaper because you get almost nothing. So they'll take your money and you'll get almost no insurance in return. So first of all, they can, under these new plans, pre-existing conditions are back. So they can deny you if you've got a pre-existing condition, including acne. I don't know who they're gonna have as clients. Allergies, that's right. And if there's caps on how much you can spend in the year. So if you've got a cold, you might be okay. Although it doesn't cover prescription drugs either, so that's all out of pocket. So I really don't know what you're buying. But if you've got cancer and it runs over, they're like, well, sad day, you passed your limit. I guess it's time for you to die. And if you get a condition within the year, well, sad day for you again, we're done with you. So that's not really insurance. No. It's a trap.
And they're so loosely regulated that and I'm not making this up, there are some of these plans, right, skinny insurance plans, where they can even decide which days of the week you can get treatment. So based on what some of the wording says for some of these plans, you can only get treatment Monday through Wednesday, but any other day, sorry.
That's one more on that. I mean, that's so unbelievable. Some you can't get treatment during the weekend at all. So if you got hurt during the weekend, try not to bleed out, okay? But we'll get to you on Monday, first thing probably. And then they talk about socialized medicine. It takes too long. But if you have cancer in some of these plans, within the first month of the plan, they will not treat you.
Yep.
Yeah. But wait, if I have cancer, it's growing inside of me. We got to go right now. I know, but I'm sorry, it doesn't cover that. So just wait, we'll treat you a month from now.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a payday lender insurance plan. Yeah. It's predatory, it is exclusively and explicitly for profit, and it has absolutely no real incentive to actually spend this money, your money, that you're spending every single month on healthcare. I think it says here about only 65% of the money that you pay into this plan might actually potentially go to healthcare costs, which is much, much lower than the 80% mandated by the ACA.
Yeah, a good sign that this is a scam is that the insurance companies are incentivized greatly to push them on customers because of what you just said. They can keep that other 35% in profit rather than having to dedicate it to medical care. So yeah, this seems like just a giant scam.
Yeah, and under Obamacare, there was a lot of issues with Obamacare, but one of them was they said, hey, you actually have to spend the money that people pay into health insurance for their health. So you can keep 20%, but 80% has to be actually spent for health, otherwise it's a scam. The Trump administration says, scam, did somebody say scam? Okay, no, you don't have to spend 80%, it's up to you. And so now they're lowering it. It might be even lower than 65% in some of the cases. The profit margin might be up to 50%. That's why they're paying 20% commission to the brokers instead of 5% normal. They're like, push this product because all we do is make money off it. We don't actually provide any insurance. And by the way, if you're a woman, good luck. It doesn't cover prenatal or maternity care. So I'm sure though that the right wing is outraged because I know that they don't like gender inequality. So they're like, this is not fair to women.
No, Ivanka Trump is on it, actually. She's very concerned about how women are being treated in this healthcare market.
But I will say that there is something to be said here in that they are targeting the people who are failed by the Affordable Care Act. So the people, which, I have experience with folks like those because the ACA and plans in New York, you're talking about a minimum of paying $200 a month for an $8,000 deductible. And you go to the doctor, you have to pay the thing outright. There's no kind of copay system in some of these plans. So you can't afford it. You're talking about spending thousands of dollars per year before you're even covered by insurance on some of these market exchange programs. These folks, what that does is it creates a window of predation. And so these folks come in and say, well, I have a better deal for you. And it makes you feel like you're covered by insurance when in actuality you're not. And it really, all of these things put together really kind of point to the need for why single payer is the best solution here in this country.
Yeah. And so in single payer, even according to the Koch brothers' own paid for study, they're like, it costs $32.6 trillion. Except the current healthcare system costs over $33 trillion. And by most estimates, Medicare for All saves $2 trillion for the economy. And it covers us all. Right now, unfortunately, under the Affordable Care Act, 15.5% of the country has no insurance at all. So instead of giving them fake insurance like this, which is makes them maybe feel a little bit better if they're not sick, but boy, God help you if you do get sick. Not only are you gonna not have insurance under this plan, one of the analysts said, whatever you do, you must read the fine print. If you don't read the fine print, you're not gonna realize that you're really not covered for much at all. And if you do get sick under this, at the end of the year, you're in a world of hurt. And then you're not gonna be able to get insurance after that. We're back to the bad old days. So why not fix it and save trillions of dollars?
Yeah, at the end of the day, this goes to show that you can tinker as much as you want, but if you don't remove the profit motive from healthcare, something that people need, that everybody needs, if you don't, like this kind of thing always crashes up against that reality, you know, where they try to find ways to provide healthcare with a profit incentive. And at the end of the day, it's just unprofitable to cover a huge amount of people. So this goes to show that at the end of the day, it just becomes a scam that, you know, takes advantage of people.
And so just last thing on this, look, I'm a believer that you need the profit motive to make sneakers, to make cars, but when it's your life on the line, cops, firemen, and healthcare, or by the way, imprisoning people,
education,
if you do profit motive on that, let's take the firemen as an example. Well, I'm not going to put out your house if the fire on your house if you don't have enough money. I mean, that's got two problems. One, it's deeply immoral. Number two, it's going to spread. Okay, which is also true in healthcare. Sometimes diseases spread if they're not treated, and so there are things that the private market should handle. But there are things that we have decided the government should handle, like cops, firemen, and healthcare is our right to live, just like those other issues.
Yeah, one of the things that we often say, and that I've kind of talked about on the stump, is that suffering should not be a for-profit enterprise in the United States. And in industries where human suffering is at stake, we have entire industries that prop up that suffering because the demand is inelastic. You will pay an infinite amount of money to not die. And when you come in with that just creates a natural incentive for predation. It creates an incentive to keep people sick. And in huge markets like that, we have to have, at a minimum, certain public options depending on the industry. But when we talk about things like private prisons, that should not exist in the United States. Single payer healthcare should be the system that we have in the United States. And you know, it's just, that is the moral thing. That is the moral truth, that we shouldn't permit for-profit suffering in this country.
Two easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.